Oscar is an 8-year-old boy, our firstborn. He's one of the most charismatic and endearing people I've ever met in my entire life. When Oscar was 6, he was diagnosed as having a condition called retinal dystrophy. It was picked up through a routine eye examination. When we had the initial consultation with the specialists, they had told us that it was a degenerative condition which would inevitably see Oscar lose his sight by his teenage years.
When we had that diagnosis that he was going to lose his vision, it turned our world upside down, knowing that Oscar wasn't going to be able to do the things that he's always been able to do. He was able to play tennis, he was able to read and write at an early age, and he was just an absolute superstar. So to be told that your child is going to lose their vision, we knew that life was going to be a lot different, and that was hard enough to tell our friends and family and deal with it ourselves at the same time.
We collectively made a decision with the school at that time and with ourselves that Oscar now quite clearly needed to be in a more specialist environment to help him learn the skill set that he would inevitably need in order to succeed in life. Learning Braille, using a walking aid. It was 3 or 4 months into Oscar being at the new school that it was noticed that he really was starting to regress more now. He started to lose more of his vision. He was registered as severely sight impaired. We went to see a specialist ophthalmologist who conducted a few tests and then consulted with a couple of his colleagues at Great Ormond Street Hospital. We had our paediatrician do a referral for us to see them in their clinic. By the time this had come, he seemed to deteriorate a little bit more from a condition that no one was expecting to be diagnosed. There were so many grey areas surrounding how Oscar was. Throughout all of it though, he always remained lovable, affectionate, quirky. He started to dribble a lot. For no reason, he would be unaware that he was dribbling. If he was eating, he would almost struggle to swallow all of his food. He would have bits of his food left in his mouth half an hour after finishing a meal. We put it down to sensory through, because of his vision as well. We were invited to go and see the neurodisability team at Great Ormond Street Hospital, and that was in December of 2019. With a view, after spending 6 hours down there with a number of different assessments, us being grilled about everything from when he was 1 to current, we were told that we would have to go back for a number of visits to carry out further assessments. And in February 2020, we had a phone call from the team to ask if me and Danny could actually go to Great Ormond Street without Oscar to discuss the findings of the assessments that were carried out.
At that point, we knew something wasn't right. They'd told us originally that Oscar would come back for numerous assessments, like Alex said, but they wanted us to go alone. We were told that Oscar had a condition called Batten's disease. Batten's disease is a neurological disorder that affects your brain. He has numerous things that comes with it, so vision loss, the regressive behaviour, difficulty to swallow, difficulty to move. All of these things were going to deteriorate.
Epilepsy,
speech, all these things Oscar will get and will lose.
Childhood dementia is what they said to us, wasn't it, when we sat there?
Yeah. That day, knowing that those things were going to happen, that day our world ended, or felt like our world ended.
It's just crushing, isn't it?
Because at the end of it, I asked them the question, well, will he die from this? And they answered me yes. I wasn't expecting them to say yes. I was expecting them to say, no, we'll just deal with it. You know, his life will be different. But they said yes. So, of course, your next question is, well, how long? Bear in mind, Oscar's 8 now. They said he may make it to his early teens. No parent should hear those words. This whole Facebook thing and website is, we know how loved Oscar is. You walk into a room and Oscar walks into that room and he has a huge impact on everybody. We want to share our highs, our lows, and our memory making. We don't have loads of time with Oscar, we know that. But the time that we do have, it has to be positive. It has to be fun. It has to make memories. It has to make new friends.